Hello, everyone. My name is Aaron. This is going to be my new YouTube channel that I'm going to be starting out. This is actually going to be my first video that I'm going to be posting. Um, I guess this video will just kind of be like just on the fly, just kind of talk about myself, what this channel will potentially be in the coming weeks or the coming months. But basically, this channel will be a channel of my journey uh, with starting with moving abroad. So I'm 26 at the moment, um, from the US, from California. Eventually, my goal is to move overseas to Latin America, potentially Mexico, or somewhere in South America, a specific country there. But I want this to be um, sort of a personal journey, a journey where um, I've had for many years now, a dream that I've been wanting to pursue for a while. And now I feel like I've been able to take the steps, put in the work as far as like landing potential remote work, networking with other people that are living overseas, or they're traveling part time, or they have an online business. So I want this channel to be sort of a channel that will bring like-minded people together. Um, it'll be a channel where I want to be able to display basically the benefits of living overseas, right? Outside of the West or outside of the US. My travels have been somewhat limited. I mean, I've traveled before. I studied abroad 5 years ago in Spain when I was in college. So that was very profound experience that I had. I've traveled a lot through Mexico, um, also in El Salvador about a year ago. So I've traveled enough to basically have the belief that I know that, you know, the lifestyle can be a lot more elevated. You know, it can be better when you're living overseas in a country where there's higher quality of food, different pace of life. Obviously, cost of living right now is through the roof in the U.S. And the thing is, the more you make money, essentially the more you get taxed, right? Which a lot of people think that that tends to be, oh, I make $100,000 or I make $150,000, or you just gotta make six figures. Yeah, but what is six figures gonna be when you're living in a city or in a metropolitan area like, say, Los Angeles, New York City, Austin, Texas, all these other big cities in the US where, housing prices are through the roof, 600, 700,000, half a million, sometimes up to $1 million for a cookie cutter house, right? So, I mean, I can go on and on. There's just a lot of, there's really a lot of things I could break down eventually in this channel. Um, and, you know, I think this is something where um, I feel that I can really help people, or I can help people see a different perspective, right? Because I know a lot of times we're led to believe that, the American dream is the only dream, right? That you can have, or that is just that you can obtain. That might be true if you went back to your parents' generation or your grandparents' generation, right? If we're talking 20, 30, 40 years back, 50 years back, right? But look where we're at right now, in the state um, of the West, right? And not just pertaining to the U.S. because in my case I am born from there, but it goes for a lot of places, right? I think the world is moving in a direction where people are just more open. I think with the internet now, I think with stereotypes having been tested, where people feel that they can, or that they've seen other places to know that, hey, there's actually other places that are livable, right? Um, for me, I think more so I'm leaning towards Latin America. I feel that historically, politically, um, geographically, it's a place where, um, it's in the incline in some countries, right? Maybe in other particular countries, maybe not so. But I mean, then again, the news sometimes they show a different area. And again, it's I think when you travel, right, when you've seen other places, when you've talked to people, right, like as far as myself, um, you see the way they live, um, obviously hardworking individuals. Um, it makes you question a lot of times what what the what you're led to believe, I guess, with um, with the way we live, right, in a high pace, high stress society, right? Um, and I'm pretty sure there's a lot of statistics to go by, right? But me being that I'm at a young age right now, like I'm able-bodied, I'm healthy. Um, I've just had this huge desire these last months, year or so, where I started to get really serious in my journey. I mean, I can also confirm too, like, I mean, with this channel being about travel, living overseas or just taking the road less traveled, right? I've taken those steps. I've recently, last year, as a U.S. citizen, right, I got my dual citizenship with Mexico. So I officially became, a Mexican citizen. So that's just one step that I have, a plan B, right, as they call it, to have a second base or a second home, um, to go to in case, um, case things get really bad, or, if it's inflation, uh, war, politics, that sort of thing. That's kind of where my interest lies on, right? Um, so I want this to be a channel where um, you guys follow it and you guys see like what is it that you find interesting, right? Because I feel like in the internet there's just so much that's out there, with um, with people saying, oh, move here or go to this place or go to that place. I mean, it's a lot more complex than it seems. There's actual research that's taking place. You have to consider, like, factors of if you have a family, right? If you're in your 40s or 50s, right? Um, if you have debt in your home country, or if you're single, right? If you're young in your 20s and you're single and no kids, not married, and you want to find a place temporarily or for the long term to establish yourself, right? So I want this to be sort of that kind of channel where um, I speak freely on what I'm going through as far as what my journey is going to be like in the next several months, hopefully within the next year. um, and I just want to be able to, I guess, document it or um, have, I can. It's something I can look back on eventually. And the thing is, it's not for everyone. I know, people have their disagreements or they have their um, prejudices of, what um, what kind of lifestyle, right, one pursues, right? You go to Mexico, oh, you're gonna get kidnapped, right? Or, you know, things that people say, right? I just feel like strongly like, um, if you know what you're doing, or if you do your research, if you network with the right people, if you travel to that place specifically that you're looking to potentially move to, whether it's 6 months out of the year or all year round or whatever the case may be, um, I think that's, you know, you got to go based on your experience, right? Everyone's experience is different as compared to mine, right? So yeah, I think this channel will be something that will be interesting. Um, something I can look back on. And like I said, I mean, I hope this first video is an introduction of who I am, right? As far as what I'm about. Um, and yeah, I mean, I'll go ahead and leave it at that. And we'll keep you posted for the next one. Peace.